This is a full Monsters Inc. Scream Team any percent tutorial. I'll be running through the full game and showing tricks off as I go. I'm going to be showing the world record route with a few alternate things for beginning players, but most of it beginning players will be able to do. It's just a matter of getting it consistent and becoming fast at it. Yeah, so you always start off with new game, and you can skip this cutscene. So, for orientation, which is the first part, this is the tutorial, we're going to use mic. The general rule of thumb is when selecting a character, if it's a level that has a lot of open spaces and you need to move around very far distances in a straight line, you use mic because you can roll and that's faster. If it is a lot of jumping and you don't have to travel very far, you use Sully. For most of the run, we will be using mic, and I'll tell you which ones, which levels. So, start out with mic. So, off the bat, we are stopped here. I'm not holding any directions. The run starts as soon as you make your first input. So you can stand here for as long as you want, but if I'm resetting a lot, then I just usually hold down the direction and start immediately. But what I'll do is I'll hold up left and then it triggers the mailbox. So the timer would start there, and you just mash the mailboxes whenever they come up. So now Mike has his roll ability, which depends on your button. So you can do a short roll, a medium roll, and you'll hear it by the amount of spins that he has. So short roll is 1 spin. It's 1. That's a short. Medium is 2 spins of him. And long is 3. That one was a long one. You don't really ever use medium. That was medium. But normally you'll use short and long. So for the first part, you want to do a short roll here, and then double jump over these, and you'll end up on the left side, and then you double jump into the trigger. And now everywhere you go with Mike, you want to be rolling. And as soon as Mike stops his roll, you need to let go of the roll button, and then press it down once he starts running again. And you want to do it in the least amount of time possible, so that way you can continuously roll. And if you are stopped, then you will spin. That's not good. That means you pressed a little bit early. So go into the next mailbox, and then roll, double jump up here. Double jumping is self-explanatory, and here's our first trick. So for a beginner, what you'll want to do is just roll up here, do a double jump, and then do a fast get up. So normally, if you double jump, if you ledge grab, and then you hold forward, Mike or Sully will do an animation to get up, and that's pretty slow. But if you hold nothing on your directional pad, or nothing in the directions, I'm using a directional pad, you can jump and then move forward. So that's the fast get up, is you get up here, you hold nothing, and then you jump forward once you're able to. So you kind of just spam jump until he jumps, and then you go forward. And then there is another trick. I forgot that the mailbox despawns, so I will actually go back into here. If you trigger the next section, the mailbox despawns. It's weird, I don't know why. But you get to see this part again. Amazing. After this, I will not have to restart. So, cut corners as tight as you can. Yeah, so roll into that. And if you want to try and save a little bit of time, it's kind of precise, but there's a mailbox jump. So I like to line myself up by doing I think it's a medium roll there. You walk forward like a step, and then jump on the mailbox. And it will slide you off, but if you land in the middle, it's pretty slow. the slide off. But once you land on, you immediately, since it's going to slide you off, you immediately double jump. And then you hold it, and Mike will flutter. And then you can make it up. Making it onto the mailbox is pretty tight. This saves like a second, maybe a second and a half. So it's really up to you if you want to do it. You can always do it, and if you miss, just ledge grab, but that also loses time. So I would not recommend going for that until you really need it. Okay, so now we're going to roll into this trigger. And now we have boxes. So when Mike is rolling, he can destroy these wooden crates. So you want to get close to this one and roll into it, and then immediately roll to this one. If you do it right, you can get both of them with one roll. And the other ones, you just roll through them. Here, if you're standing on the right side, you can roll into both of them. That one's a little bit tighter. Sometimes you miss that and you just single roll both of them, which is fine. And then you destroy that one, and you'll end up right here in between these boxes. And you want to come to a complete standstill and do 2 spins. And then run over here, stand still, and do 2 spins. And you can do the running and standing still very quick. That was just a demonstration of you need to be standing still. Okay, now we're just going to roll through both of these items, mash through the text when it comes up. That's health and life. We will not need those. Alright. Next is Mike's ground pound. So if you jump, you can ground pound. This will be very useful later. But for now, we want to roll up to them, ground pound, and then if you keep mashing ground pound, you can chain them together. So you want to go to the right, left, and then the back. You want to do left to right, and that puts you on the right-hand side. Fairly self-explanatory. And then we roll to the next place. So now this is the ooze. We will be needing to collect these to be able to scare the nerves. And we need... Some levels will be a very specific route, and I'll let you know which one those are. But for orientation, they give you exactly enough. So you want to just roll through all of these and try and cut the corners as much as possible, because the ooze has a collection radius around Mike and Sully, so you want to be as far away as possible to maximize your speed. Okay, so now for the nerve. So if you are walking up to a nerve, you can hold into it and walk directly into it and then scare it. That's viable. If you jump and land, you can scare it immediately. And if you are rolling and you get out of your roll and you're spamming to scare, then you will scare immediately. If you walk up to it and stop holding walk up and then start scaring, then Mike will do the skid to a halt, and then you'll be able to scare. So you don't want to do that. If you are walking, then you want to walk into the nerve and just smash scare. So that one's very easy of a scare. It's the same button every single time. Every start will be the same button. Okay, so now we go into the next area, and there's reds. So you want to just collect them. As soon as you're done rolling up to this guy, just scare him. And now with these, so when you have multiple buttons to scare, or there's multiple in a row, and then after you just roll forward. When there's multiple in a row, I try and predict what the next one will be, so it starts the next scare as soon as possible. It can be kind of tricky, but you'll notice some patterns as you play more and more. Sometimes things will come one after the other more frequently, so I try and predict, and it doesn't always happen. Okay, for this room, again, we need to collect all the ooze. So we'll go to the left first, because we need enough to get the yellow. So we'll do 2 rolls, and it'll put us here. And then you can double jump past that ledge onto this ledge. But if you go far enough left, okay. that would have gotten this red also. So you can skip jumping up there with a double jump and get up here. And then we can roll off the edge to get those reds. And then the rest is just rolling. And we can skip that red for now because we only need enough to get the yellow. So again, trying to predict. Your buttons might be different from mine. That's perfectly fine. So now we roll, a little medium roll maybe, to get the red, and then double jump up to this one. And you should land right in front of it and immediately start scaring. Once you're done with this one, then you will go back left and roll off the edge. And you can do another roll to get to the bottom of this. Do a double jump and then do a fast get up, so don't hold directions. And jump up. And that should put you right in front of the nerve. If you do a double jump there, off the ledge, that's fine. Single jump is just slightly faster. Okay. Right after this nerve, you want to hold down to the right because the camera will flip on you. So it's not going to be this angle, it's going to be the backside of Mike. So you'll hold down right and roll, and that'll put you off the ledge and get you a little bit more distance before the bronze medals comes in. So you hold roll, and it'll spawn once you hit the ground, and you'll lose control. If you're up top and you forget to do that, that's fine. It just loses you a little bit of time. So roll around this corner and get to the tokens. So the tokens, you want to collect the first one here. And then we head immediately to the left. Collect everything here with a double jump. And then head back. Double jump up here, single jump here. And then I like to roll and try and get this one and land on it. If you land a little bit in front or to the left, then you're going to have to walk over. And sometimes the camera can be a little bit finicky because this top-down camera, but it's fine. It doesn't lose too much time. From here, you want to roll into the crate, and that'll pick up the metal. And once you see the metal pick up, then you head left and try and use up as much of your roll there. And then you roll again, and you get both the crates, and it should get the second token there. If it does not get the last token, sometimes it can drop in a weird way. Then you just have to run and pick it up. Here we just run around the wall, or roll around the wall. And this route is up to interpretation a little bit. There's a couple different ways that you can do it, but I'll go over what I think is the fastest. So we start out by getting this red. And then from here, you want to drop onto the crate. If you just walk off the edge, then you'll hit the crate, it'll break, and then you'll get the red inside. From here, I'll grab all the green oozes as you wrap around. And then you can grab one or two here. That doesn't really matter. Normally, it depends on just how your rolls line up, because you want to use the entire roll. Once you get those, then you come over here and you can do another double jump to get that ooze, as well as make it on this platform. From here, you roll off the edge, and then you roll to collect all these. And then you keep rolling, roll here, and it should put you directly in line with these crates. You want it a little bit farther back, but if you're farther forward, that's not too bad. From here, you want to get 2 crates with each roll. So you get the right and the left, and then the left and the right, and that'll spawn the nerve, and you'll have exactly enough ooze. From here, you will scare this red nerve, and these take quite a long time, about 15 seconds each. Okay, here it spawns you facing this direction, so you just double jump backwards. I like to rotate my camera, so it's normally like this. I rotate it around to the left while I jump, otherwise it does some funky stuff. And then here, you double jump past the nerve, you want to land on the backside, and as soon as you land, you can scare this nerve. And I land on the backside there because I use the full jump distance. So you could single jump up, but we're going to need to be on this backside anyways, so you might as well use the full jump distance to get here. And then from here, you can turn your camera around 180 degrees and make this jump. It's very lenient though, so what I like to do is I'm always facing this way. I run towards this line, so the corner between these blocks, and then hold down left and move. So I start holding down left, and then in the middle of the jump, I hold left. And that'll get you there blind, so you don't have to change the camera. Okay, here's one thing where a beginner strat will differ from a more advanced strat, and it's called a metal skip. And I'm going to explain it now, and then show it at the end of the nerve. So what you'll do is you'll scare the nerve, and it's going to pop up with a metal. So there's one of two things that we'll do. If you pause at the correct time, right after scaring the nerve, then you can quit out of orientation, and it'll count as you getting the medal. And you can do this for every bronze medal throughout the game, and every gold and silver, technically. But for any percent, we will just be doing the bronze. This one is the gold, which is why I said it can be done for the gold. So I will... Yeah, I'll show that first. Okay. Let's scare the nerve. As soon as it's done, I'm going to pause. But at a specific time. Okay. So that was perfect. So, if you can see, there is a spring right behind the save game. This spring comes out from the bottom of the nerve and goes up. If the spring is very long, basically the whole height of the nerve, then you are too early. If it is in the top left, kind of coiled up like it's about to go down, or about to make the round at the top, then that is perfect, and you will have gotten it perfectly. And if it is coming down, then you actually won't get it. If you pause too late, it will not go through. You just won't be able to pause. So you don't want to pause early, otherwise your run is dead at this point because it won't count as you completing orientation. But you want to pause here, and it'll, if you do quit, then it'll give you a text box. So that is the advanced strat. You want to quit to Scare Island, and it'll skip a little bit of movement and a cutscene. But I will be showing the beginner strat. If you want to see what that looks like, go and watch the world record. It gets all the pause skips. For now, I'm going to show the beginner strat, because if I quit out, then I will not get a chance to do this again. So I'm going to hit continue. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump towards the camera off of the ledge. I'm going to do a big double jump. And it is going to trigger a mailbox. Oops. Just like that. Okay, so I didn't get the double jump because it was weird timing with the pausing. But it triggers this mailbox instead of doing the metal cutscene. And then from here, you can go into the elevator and go up. And then just mash through the cutscene. And then that's the end of orientation. Alright. From here, the first place that we go to is Market, which is the bottom right. And the menu will menu as fast as you can. So as soon as you get in here, you can just press down right, enter, and then for this one, we actually want to use Sully. He is faster in this one. Okay. So for Market, you want to run forward, jump, oops, make it across the gap. And then right in front of me, there's a trigger for these nerves to spawn a cutscene. What you want to do is you want to hold upright and double jump. and it should trigger while you're up on top of the ledge here. Okay, from here, here's a big skip. So Sully has a ground pound, and you see, so if you double jump normally, you have a pretty good amount of height. But if you ground pound at the top of your jump, he will get more height. So what you want to do is you want to run forward and jump towards the boxes, and then a little bit earlier than you think, you want to do a ground pound, and you should get up. There is a chance, this is wild that I landed here, there is a chance that you get pushed off like that. If that happens, you jump back, and it actually makes it a little bit easier to get up. If you go too late, then the trick won't work, you just won't make it on top of the boxes. You might destroy them, you might not. And if you go too early, you don't even make it. So you want to time your jumps well, and you'll make it up. From here, you want to double jump past the nerve, double jump up here, and Sully's movement is always faster to double jump when you can. His walking is slower. So you want to keep double jumping and grab these two reds. And then you can see there's a green down here in the bottom left-hand corner. So we want to head back towards that one. And there's a couple things to note. So as soon as we get close, this green is going to hop off the ledge and end up walking towards the other ledge. And it's going to walk along the ground there. That's when we can scare it. But I don't know if we can get an angle on it. There is also, yeah, that spinning top down there. Will try and hit us while we are scaring. So what we want to do is we want to jump down to scare the green nerve, or to make the green nerve move to trigger it. And then hit the top. And then, since the top is dead, then we can scare the green while it's on the ground. It's a pretty tight sequence of events. So I'll go through it I'll do it really quick. And there's a chance that I miss it. It's a little bit RNG with the top placement. So we'll get here, we'll scare him. Okay, he was in a very good place for me, so I hit him. If Sully misses him, then you just have to hit the top as fast as possible. The green will jump up here and then back down, so you'll just have to wait. It's annoying, but that's just kind of what comes with this route. Okay, once you defeated the green nerve, you want to double jump towards this box, double jump across, and then you can either run towards the blue nerve, or you can fit another double jump here. That one's kind of up to you. They're pretty much equal time. Yeah. After you scare the blue, double jump up here and take the shortcut. You double jump again, and then double jump to the right. So we need to, there's a yellow nerve that spawns over here, and we need to trigger that as soon as possible. So we're going to run to the right, and right about here it triggers. We collect the rest of the ooze. You need to collect everything, and then jump across here. So I'm going to pause here because there's a little bit that you need to know. So this yellow nerve will start moving. If you're fast enough, you'll get to this side of the little river when the yellow is back here. And if you run over and try and scare it immediately, the mouse will trigger on you and come and hit you during the scare. So you want to wait until he is around the bend. So I'm going to let him run around. So normally, if you're going fast, you'll hit him about here. But you want to wait until he is in this position. So when it is in line with the front of the grate here, that's when it is okay to scare it. And then right here, it is going to play a cutscene, and you want to run so you're in front of the grate. If you are on top of the grate, it will move you to where you are in front. So the closer you are to the exact position of where it wants to move you to, the faster it's going to be. So I hold left, and that was perfect. Sully immediately stopped, and it opened up. So now we want to jump down. And here there's a mouse that triggers, but there's a nerve inside of these crates. And the fastest way to get it out and to scare it is to jump on top of it. So we can do a double jump on top. And that was unfortunate that I landed all the way down here, because if you're below it, it doesn't let you scare for some reason. And this mouse is not going to be kind, so I'm going to destroy it. If you do it right, we'll see if we can get it. You'll hit the nerve. Okay, it doesn't want to be kind. But you can land on top of the box to the left or right. That's the most optimal way, and you can scare from on top of there. If this happens and it's not on the ground, then just do spin moves and destroy all the boxes really quickly to get the nerve out. Okay, here the camera's going to be funky, so I just hold to turn it right and make the jump onto here. And these are all double jumps. And we will say we want to climb up. Okay, right off the bat, there's a top in this room. If he is in the way, then you want to destroy him. Sometimes he'll be to the left and won't trigger on you very quickly. But a lot of times he'll be right in front. You just spin him as you go by. So for this next trick, there's a very specific order that we need to do the gongs and to be able to get a skip. So the first one, so the order, the puzzle here is that we need to hit the right gong once, the middle gong once, and the left gong twice. But if we are moving as Sully, we can hit two of them at the same time. So for the first one, we're going to walk up. You don't want to be standing when you attack because you will do a swipe and it doesn't allow you to move. But if you are moving, then you'll do a spin and you can keep moving while you spin. So you want to spin and start heading left. And here, when you're about halfway past the middle, or when you're not past the middle of this gong, you'll spin and just keep mashing spin, and you should spin twice. And you should get both gongs. It's pretty lenient. You see it kind of did a weird little glitch. The cutscenes are playing over each other. But here is the skip. So you need to wait a awkward amount of time before hitting this gong again. You can hit it whenever you want, as soon as you want. But if you hit it at a specific time, it'll allow you to move. If you hit it too early or too late, you will get stuck into an animation of the cages lifting, and your movement will be locked. If you do it correctly, the animations cancel out somehow. I don't completely understand it. And you will be able to move and get up to the nerve faster while it's doing the cutscene. I'll see if I can get it. I think it's roughly like 1 second that you need to wait, but it always feels way longer than you think it is. So I hit it there. Okay, so it ended up playing the animation twice. And you can see there's black bars that come down, and I couldn't move during that. I believe that I get that in the record, so you can go and watch what it looks like. But you will be blind. You will be down here. The camera will be facing this direction. So you want to be moving the way that the camera's facing, so you will hold upright to jump here, and then you'll jump up with up, and then you can get up here. If you don't get the skip, it's fine. You don't get it, you can just jump over or on top. If you jump on top, you can skip a jump, I think. Nope. Okay, that was wrong. You get on top, you can jump directly in here. If you don't, then you just get on the carpet, jump up, punch up here, and scare the nerve. So here, right after, I'm going to try and do another metal skip. This is also a fine metal skip. The spring is pretty high up there. As long as it gives you a text box once you quit, then it's fine. If you don't get it, I'm going to show you what it looks like to get it. Actually, you know what? No, I won't. So I'm going to hit continue. We're going to pretend like I missed it, or didn't go for it. For beginners, you probably want to be not going for this for a while, because it is a fairly precise trick. It is consistent, but it takes practice to get the consistency. So if you don't get it, you'll collect the metal, and then you mash cancel. It'll pop you into this animation. You don't need to hit no, you just mash cancel. And then you'll load back in, and as soon as you do, you start, and then quit Scare Island. Okay. I've showed that once. That'll happen every time. If you miss or don't go for it, you will collect the bronze medal. From here on out, I will be trying to actually get the medal skips and show you what it would be like if you got them. Okay. Aftermarket, we now go into Park. We go in, Park is the first one, top left. It will always put you on that top left. And then for this one, we need to select Mike. So Mike will be rolling a lot. So you want to collect the first 3 uses. You can roll twice and start heading back. And there's a trash can here. For Mike, you actually want to stop here and spin this 4 times. 4 times will give you the ooze. 5th time is nothing. If you hit it 20 times, then you get a life. You just need to hit it 4 times. You look at where the ooze is placed, and then you quickly collect all of them and head to your next destination. That'll be for all the trash cans. The next destination is over to this little pool. You want to double jump onto it. You will roll to the end, and then double jump out of there. You can land on this edge, and then double jump here. That's also fine. But you want to get all 3 of those. And then here, you roll to collect this ooze, and all the way to this trash can. So this train is going to come at you. But if you're standing at the trash can spinning, it will never be able to touch you. It'll destroy it before it hits you. So here you do 4. And collect all the ooze. And a thing to note, so the monkey bars, there is a nerve there, but we don't want to get close to it yet. We will get close to it later, and we will get close to it at a very specific time. Because the nerve on top will not spawn in till we're a certain distance away. So we're going to go around the slide here, and you want to really hug this left wall. And it spawns in when you're about here. Once you're there, you want to hug it really tight, double jump to here to get the last one you need, and back up to the nerve. If you are fast enough, you can get a very early nerve get up like that. Sometimes you'll have to wait for the animation. There's nothing you can do about it. Once you jump up, that's that. The nerve will get up one way or the other. You might have to wait a second. From here, you want to double jump onto the sandcastle, and then scare this nerve. And then roll left. Put you here. Double jump up to this ledge. Roll. You can skip 1 ooze there. That is the only ooze you will skip. And you want to hug this corner as you go around. If you are too wide, you will hit this trash can, or not trash can, mailbox. And you'll just have to mash through the text, and it's really annoying. I go down here. And you'll hit the trash can 4 more times. Okay. This nerve, once you get close to it, it's going to get off of the bench, and it's going to start heading counterclockwise around the tree. You need to pick up every ooze in this area. So what I like to do is I go to the right to pick up this ooze, and then I start heading around the tree, and then I will stay on the inside of the nerve, and then it'll get me close enough to this one, and then pass the nerve, and then go back to it. So you'll see that right here. So you keep rolling. So you stay on the inside, pass it, Once we get enough ooze, then we head back and scare the nerve. Okay, so here, as soon as you can, you want to pause. If you get it correctly, you can get it at the same timing as a metal skip. So when the nerve is still standing up and the spring is up, if you don't get that timing, then it'll be when the nerve is on the ground like this. Either way is completely fine. And here you want to quit to Scare Island. And you'll see that cutscene starts to play, which is what we want. So here we will just immediately go back in. And since it will always put us in the top left, and it'll always stay as the last character that you were, you can just mash. So if I exit, you can just go in, mash, and it'll always put you in as Mike. Okay. So now we want to collect these 3 uses again. But we want to continue forward here. We want to collect these and go to the trash can. The train, if you're going fast, will always be in a position to attack you. So you just want to get to the trash can and start spinning. And you'll destroy it. So you do the 4 there. You roll around to get all the ooze. And you want to double jump into the pond. You can do a roll or a double jump over here. Either one works. Double jump up to this ledge. And then do 1 long roll up to the trash can. Here, you only need to hit the trash can 3 times. As long as you got all the ooze. And then you head backwards and scare the nerve. If you, for some reason, need 1 ooze, then you can hit that trash can 4 times. That also works. If you need 2 ooze, then you did something very wrong, and you should watch the route again. Okay, after scaring that nerve, you want to roll over here, and then double jump around the corner, and roll into the trigger. Now here, there's 2 tops. This one, if you continuously move, should not get anywhere close to you. But since I stopped, he is going to trigger on me. So I'm going to go in. Okay, he stayed there. Spinning them or rolling into them will kill them. So there's 2 ways to do this next part. The first way is the fastest way, which is we want to roll by this top. And as we go by, if he's on the right side, so I'll wait until maybe he goes on the right side. Their patterns are RNG for movement, I believe. Okay, let's pretend he's on the right side. You only want to do this if he's on the right side, because he will trigger onto you. You want to roll into him to kill him, and then go up and scare the nerve. Just roll right up and scare the nerve. If he's on the left side and does not trigger onto you, then you need to be very careful because he will trigger onto you while you are scaring the nerve. So in that case, you can roll behind it, and if you are in this position, the top will never be able to get you. So at the end here, do another metal skip. At the end of every level, if you are going for them, you'll want to do them at the end of every single level. So, spring, again, in the correct position. I'll try and get some earlier, and you saw a text box popped up right there at the end. That's how you know that you got it perfectly. If you get the text box plus, you can see the picture of the metal, then you actually got a frame perfectly, but then you were that's a good indicator that you were like a frame or 2 late from what you ideally want. As long as you see the text box though, you know that you're good. Okay, after Bark, we head to downtown, so it's to the right, and we want to stay as Mike. Here, there is ooze behind us, so I do a double jump back left. There is a red and a green there that you need, and then back to the original starting position. Here you collect 3 ooze, and we're going to work our way to the left here. Avoid the car. A lot of times it's in a position where it hugs the... I'll see if I can wait for it to be in the position. It'll come towards you, so you can either go to the inside or to the outside. Either one. Here you double jump over, and you want to collect everything on the right-hand side. Double jump over the hedge, collect the red and the green there, and then come back for the blue. Here, I like to do one roll to get a little bit closer to the hedge first, and then jump over. And then here, you roll, and this green will run around, so you just find where it's going, go in front of it, and scare it as fast as possible. Now from here, I am facing a good way right now. And so you want to go to the right side of the hedge and out the gap. And you will just keep rolling, and it should roll you right into the sewer. And then from here, we will go clockwise. You could go counterclockwise if you want. Either way should be fast. But if you go counterclockwise, then you run the risk of hitting this mailbox when you start rolling, and you don't want to do that. So it's much safer to just go clockwise. And then jump up, and it should line you up directly in line with the ladder and the nerve. You want to be in between them. And there's a cool little trick here. So right after the nerve, you want to head towards the ladder, which is going to be back. But I personally like to rotate the camera while I'm doing it. It's all up to preference. If you want to just hold back, try and jump on the ladder, that's up to you. But I just find it a little bit more consistent to hold back left as I'm going for the ladder. And you want to get that before the next cutscene triggers. And if you do it correctly, you'll see what happens. Go back left as I'm rotating the camera around. Jump up. It says, do you want to climb up? And so as soon as the cutscene ends, then you can immediately hit it. If you don't get it, let's say you end up landing here, then you just jump on the ladder and go up as soon as possible. From here, you want to double jump onto the sidewalk, and then roll around the corner to go in here. There's two different ways that you can do this section, but I'm going to show you the easiest and most likely the fastest. First off, you jump up, you roll to collect the ooze, and then you fall off to the right side. I normally do a short roll to collect that one, then jump back over, and you can see that there is a nerve up there. As soon as we get close to that nerve, it is going to try and run away from us. So you want to roll, and then you kind of want to jump a little bit to the right of it, because it's going to start running. If you're too far to the left, then it'll get away before you can scare it. But since we go for this one first, it's not too bad. Go in front of it and scare it as soon as possible. If you miss it, it's going to jump the shelves, and then you're just on a mad nerve hunt. Okay. Here. As soon as I end scaring this nerve, it's going to trigger a cutscene, but I'm going to have a second or two to move, and you want to go down left and roll off of the shelf here, right before the cutscene triggers. So roll, and that should put us over here. Next is this nerve. It runs away from you, and sometimes you'll be facing that way. A lot of times you'll be facing, if I can get a camera, like this. This is how I normally find it. You just want to, from this position, you want to go down. From this position, you want to go forward. You want to go towards this nerve. It's going to run towards you a little bit, and then just scare it. And this is the last nerve, so again, you can metal skip if you want to. That one is perfect. And you can see I got the metal to show up also, so that means that I got it framed perfectly. And then the last one in the urban area is docks, which is one down, and you want to select Mike also. Okay, this route is a little bit weird, but it's not too bad. The first, you can do a roll, double jump, and you want to collect it and drop down. If you land up here, that's fine. You can run off, or you can roll off to get this one. If you run off, then you can roll at the base of it. Either way works. It's just depending on where you land. From here, you need to collect all of these ooze, and then you'll have enough for the blue. So you spin, and then immediately start the scare. Okay. After this blue, you want to go to the left side here. This shovel guy might trigger on you. Just ignore him. If you keep moving, he won't hit you. If you roll into him, that's also not an issue. Here, you want to double jump and collect all the ooze. Most likely, your camera will not be nice to you, so you'll have to do this blind, but if you just double jump like that, you'll get them all. There, you want to roll over here, and you can, if you jump up the middle, you can get all the ooze. If you jump more to the right, you will only get 4 out of the 5 ooze. Either way is not an issue. You just want to get majority of them. Here, you want to head back and collect these 3 ooze. Go to this left ooze, double jump. You should end up getting the middle ooze too. Roll past the green nerve. And then here, double jump. You'll collect all of those oozes and make it onto the crates. And then between the crates, you want to double jump. So we can double jump from the edge of it. Make it all the way to this one without collecting, or while collecting the ooze in the middle. Here you actually can't make the next jump. So you do want to double jump to get this one. Double jumping is just generally faster. So you want to double jump instead of single jump them. Double jump to the island. Roll to the right. If you double jump here, there's a red up there. We'll need that. And I already have the yellow nerve available. Sometimes it takes an extra ooze or 2. As long as you get enough to scare the yellow before going up the lighthouse, then you're fine. Now here personally, I like to come here, and while I'm here, scare this green nerve. You can do these 2 nerves in whatever order you want. This is just my personal preference. So you want to make a cycle up here. If it's coming down, then you can jump onto it. You want to get the front flipping double jump. And then you just jump up. Now this nerve is scary. Whatever nerve you scare third will trigger a cutscene. If you get the yellow nerve third, like I did, then you want to wait a second before falling off the lighthouse. If you fall off the lighthouse too early, there's a 50% chance that you will hard lock your game, and your run will be completely dead because you can't even quit. You'll have to manually close the game. So if you just wait, I run to the left here just to get myself set up a little bit of distance, but I don't go off the edge. And the cutscene plays, and then I roll off the ledge, get the extra 2 ooze there if you land near them. If you don't, it's fine. You can just land in the middle and head over here. From here, I double jump to this first box, and then I jump off of this corner to get as much distance as possible. And then again, jump off the corner, and you can skip this box and make it all the way over to the ledge. If you just keep holding forward, it's a little bit safer. I stopped holding forward. Oops. Okay, it does not want to change the camera on me. You have to go all the way over to change the camera. That's okay. Stop game. Yeah, so here I jump all the way over, and you just keep holding forward. You jump all the way over, and you should make it safely. You just want to be as close to the edge as possible. From here, sometimes the green nerve is in front of you, sometimes it's to the left. Depends on how fast you went. But you just head towards the green and scare it. And this next part is just ooze collection, and you will collect as much ooze as you need. So you will always collect these 2. Jump up to get this red. roll around to collect everything back here. There's a red there, and then you can do a roll to get to this edge. I already have enough ooze, which is very rare for me. Normally I will be 1 or 2 short. If you're 1 short, then you can roll down here. You can either get that crate or jump into the pit. The camera is not going to like you. It is going to try and go every which way. It's awful. So normally I go for the one in the pit because it's a single jump. If I need 2, then what I'll do is I will get the one in the pit and then jump up here. Also, don't fall off the boat. It's a very bad idea. So, I will do a single jump to get that. Jump on the ledge to get that ooze. If you need 1 extra, if you're really, really short somehow, then you can break that crate by spinning rolling into it to get the last ooze and to get this nerf. Okay. For this nerve, you want to get the metal skip again. This one, you need to be very precise. The other ones, you can go slightly early, and it won't really matter, as long as you're not too early. This one, for any of the level endings, so it's going to be Docks, Oasis, and Hot Springs. If you are too early on any of them, then you will not be able to go to the next section. This one, you need to get the text box. If the text box does not show up, your run is over because you can't go back and scare this nerve again. My timing was good though. The spring lined up. And I will be able to get the text box and skip that one. Those save the most time. Any level ending saves around 30 seconds. All of the other ones save around 15 seconds. You can see the time adds up a whole lot over the run. So the earlier you learn it, the more consistent you're going to get, the better times you're going to get. But for the first couple runs, you probably won't want to do them because they are difficult, and if you go too early, you can make it so that you can't complete the run. If you get the skip, then from here, you will run over here, double jump. We are going to go to the desert area. You can jump up here, or you can just roll to the left. Sometimes they change it up. They're at the same speed. And then enter. If you don't go for the metal skip, or you miss it, it will put you into Urban Pursuit. So it'll play the metal animation, you'll leave the level, and then it'll play one animation, you'll get the congratulations from Water Noose, and it'll put you in Urban Pursuit. From here, you just immediately quit out as fast as you can. Yeah, it'll always put you outside of Urban, and you just go to Sphinx. Or to the desert levels. But we will be going into Sphinx, actually. Except for Sphinx, we use Mike, because it is a lot of open area. At the beginning, there's a cutscene showing off all the buttons. You can just skip it. But don't try and mash too fast, otherwise you'll end up jumping. You just want to skip it, and then immediately, as soon as you can, start rolling. So go first here to this red, double jump to collect it, and we'll go to this button. So here's where we get Mike's ground pound. So during the ground pound, you can actually move. And this is true even if you're in a cutscene. You'll get the move until you hit the ground again. So for every one of these buttons, for every button that triggers a cutscene, you want to ground pound it and then hold the direction that you will go next. So this gives you a little bit more ground coverage. It doesn't save the most amount of time, but it adds up quite a bit over the run. So here, I will jump and then immediately grab out as fast as I can. And then I will hold right, because the next direction we need to go is right. And you see I can move during the cutscene to get a little bit of distance until I hit the ground. Then it locks your movement. And from here, I want to go towards this mailbox. There is a line of oozes. We need to collect 4 of them. And then continue straight. There's another 3 oozes here. And the pattern of these buttons will always be the same no matter what. So, we jump on the eye, do a double jump to get up here. If you're not comfortable with that, you can always do a roll first to make sure you get enough distance. That's fine. Here, you can do a short roll along this, or just walk the like 1 step. Do a double jump. And then this button, we will land on lightning, but it triggers another cutscene. And the cutscene will be facing towards the Sphinx. So, we want to be going in the direction of the camera. So we need to hold forward. It's a little bit weird because we're not holding forward before this, going to the left. But trust me, you want to be holding the forward direction. So ground pound the button and hold forward. And it should put us off the ledge. And then here, this block is really awkward. You can't roll up it. So I would just go to the right. And then get as close as you can as Nerve. If you're down here, I've had the game crash when I started scaring it. So I always like to be right up in the Nerve's face. It's not a consistent crash. It's really annoying. Once you scare it, you can't hit the button yet until this animation plays out. So I just like to jump on top of it beforehand. And then I didn't ground pound it. But next is Sun, Scarab, Wave. You should have ground pounded and you should have ended up here. You want to go down right on the ground pound. So, I'll say, I don't know if this will trigger again. Yes, it will. Okay, so you go down right. Mike's off camera. Oh no. And then we go back to where we were. So once we get here, instead of going along the ground, we're going to double jump up to here. And then double jump all the way across. If you end up on the ground... okay. You end up on the ground. You want to double jump onto this part of the ledge first. You don't want to double jump immediately onto the button because you won't have enough height to trigger it. You'll just land on top of the button. So you want to jump up here and then to the button. But ideally, you'll make it here, double jump onto the button, and continue on. Here we do a roll to get these 3 uses and double jump up the slope. Here you want to double jump out to the right and then back to get a few oozes. It's very, very lenient. That's it. Roll here, jump on the scarab, and then roll off. You can go over this, but sometimes your roll land you up here, and then you can get like a little bit of height and ground pound. So I like to go to the left of it. Here we collect the 2 oozes. You can jump here. From this position, there's 2 routes that you can go. You can either jump immediately onto this one. If you don't jump high enough, though, you will get a ledge grab, and then things get very scary. So I like to play it safe. Jump onto this one. Jump over the first platform. Jump onto that one, and then from there, you can get a double jump, and then ground pound and hold forward again. This one you can see it saves quite a bit of time because we are already at the bottom, and we get a pretty buggy camera. If you know how to deal with the camera, you'll just hold right, and you'll go right to the Nerve. If that's not comfortable for you, then you can press the camera left and right together, and you'll go into first person mode, and that'll fix the camera. So we go right, all the way to Nerve. Scare this one, and then I'll get set up on the button again. And from here, when we ground pound, we actually want to go left this time. So it's the fire, eye, moon, dots. You can memorize that pattern, or you can just memorize the buttons that you go to. Either way works. I just have played this game so much that it's just memorized now. Right, from here, I'm going to go around this pillar. And we want to go past this orange Nerve, and it's going to run away, and that's very important for later. So it's going to get scared here, that's fine. Can't do anything about it. And we jump on this fire, And then immediately you want to start rolling. There's 3 here. You only need 2. You actually don't even need those 2, but it's on the way. The 3rd is a little bit out of the way, so typically don't go for that. Head over to the eye. When you can, you want to jump onto it. I prefer to single jump them, so I can land on it quicker. But you can't double jump over to it if you're too far away. From here, I double jump up. You can double jump up here, or you can just keep rolling. That one's entirely up to you. They're the same speed. And then I roll off. Don't go too close to the orange on the left. You have to get very close to trigger it again. As long as you stay to the right of this pillar, you'll be perfectly fine. We're gonna go back to this little mountain. We're gonna jump up 2 levels. And from here, we're going to jump directly onto this breaking platform and then onto the moon. We want to collect all of these ooze. And then you can jump back onto the breaking platform to get over. Or it is possible, if you're at the edge, to just do a double jump to get immediately over. From here, you want to get as many oozes as you need to get that orange bar filled. And then when you ground pound, you want to hold to the right this time. This one most likely will give you a buggy camera again. You can fix it, or you can learn to do the route with the camera under the map. It's just really annoying. So from here, we're actually going to go to the orange, and we're going to go past this hammer. Okay, I forgot to mention this before. If you did the metal skip, this trampoline will be transparent. Because we didn't get the animation where Water News congratulated us, and that actually gives us the trampoline power-up. So if you skip that, then we don't have the trampoline, and you can go directly through it. If you did not do the metal skip or didn't get it, the trampoline will be active, and you will have to go around it. So, I'll show you. We just go past this guy. If he swings, that's fine. I can go through it now. If not, then you will have to go to the right, and you want to get the nerve here. But I triggered it on accident, and so now he's all the way over here. It's very slow if the nerves gets here. So you just want to scare it on the backside of the trampoline. And on the backside of the trampoline, the hammer has no chance of seeing you and will not attack you. From here, we should have got the nerve here, so I'll go from here. You want to go back up to the button. We've already got this nerve waiting here for us. We'll scare this yellow. And after this yellow, there's no more buttons that we have to hit here. So we're going to hold down right during this cutscene and roll to get as much distance as possible and towards the next nerve. You can get sometimes like 1.5 rolls in, which will put you about here. Do not roll forward and hit this mailbox, because again, you'll have to wait for the text. So you can either go on the inside here, or you can go on the outside, whatever suits you. For this nerve, it's being guarded by a hammer, and you can either destroy the hammer, but it'll swing at you twice and you have to jump on it, which is pretty slow. Or you can do a risky method, but it's actually very safe. So you can see right in front of me, there is a seam on this wall. What we want to do is we want to go up to the nerve and trigger it. It's going to run. And then we immediately just roll over to the seam. And if we stand on the seam, we're far enough away from the hammer that he will never attack us. So we'll go over, trigger it, and then just run over here and scare the nerve right at the seam. And you'll hear it's doing stuff, but the hammer will never get us here. Okay, so I did this one on purpose. If you saw, the spring is very elongated. It's about the same height as the nerve. This is too early of a metal skip. This will not give me the text box. This will break the game. This is bad. If this situation occurs, just hit continue. You can't mash. It will not allow you to go through with it. you won't get the mash off in time because of a weird delay that it has. We will just continue on. You just have to eat the cutscene, which is fine. You get the cutscene, and then immediately quit to Scare Island and hit no.
Congratulations, boys.
If you got the first metal skip, it buffers this until you miss the cutscene. So, or until you miss a metal skip. So if you're going for metal skips and you get the one to skip that, then you really don't want to miss anything after it, or you will get that again. If you have already seen that, because you didn't do the metal skips, that will never appear again. It's only if you miss one after skipping that, it will buffer. Okay, after Sphinx, we go to Tomb. And Tomb is one where I get to use Sully. The Sully, again, you want to be double jumping as much as possible. Like the 3 there. I like to double jump and try and land on these stairs. If I land down here, that's fine. You can also run a little bit closer to it to ensure it. That's fine. And here I want to collect the red and get up here. Again, there's multiple ways to do this. You can collect the red, get on the stairs and jump up here. But the fastest method is to collect the red and jump up onto here. This is not active, it's a power for later, so this will never trigger. Here you double jump across the gap, double jump to hit your head on the roof, and then double jump around the corner. And there's 4 ooze here, and you need to get all of them. This one you want to get as much ooze as possible. So here we'll just keep double jumping around, make sure to get every ooze. And get this blue. You can see there, I stopped holding a direction because I was not thinking, and Sully did an animation to stop himself. You just want to run right into the nerve to avoid any time loss. After this nerve, you want to head backwards. Whoop, pardon me. And head up these steps. You can skip steps, and the fastest way is to skip to the second one, go up to the third, skip to the fourth. That one's a tight jump. Holy cow. Okay. And then go up to the top. If you don't make the last one, you can jump here and then jump immediately up. That's also a tight jump, or you can jump up here. Just get to the top as fast as possible. Okay, there's 2 things that you can do up here. The safe way is to gather the ooze on the left, and then come back for the nerve on the right. But the fastest way is to ignore the ooze on the left and just go for everything on the right. And get this nerve. From here, you want to double jump down. Be careful not to land on a pad here. If you land on the edge while you're falling, you can actually clip through it. It's very weird. It's very rare. But you will fall into the void, and then it'll respawn you, I think, around down here. But that's just time loss that you don't want to have. But this is now Tomb Skip. Tomb Skip is one of the biggest skips in the game, and only Sully can perform it, which is why we use Sully for this one. So you want to run over here and pick up the box. Couple things to note about the boxes is that if you are running, you will spin and you won't pick it up. If you're facing the wrong direction, you won't pick it up. And if you're running forward, then it just takes a second. What I like to do is I like to run forward, spin it, which will put me to a complete stop immediately, and then pick it up. From here, you want to... Oh, also, if you are stationary, you will drop the box. If you are walking, you will throw the box. So you want to walk forward, and throw the box up onto the sarcophagus here. And then jump up. From here, you want to pick up the box. And this is where things get weird. So, there's not really a super consistent lineup. But the way that I found that works the best for me is right on the right-hand side of this green sphere, or green circle. I put Sully's shoulder there. And you want to go up against the wall and drop the box. And this puts Sully on top of it. And then it doesn't like it when Sully jumps for some reason, and it'll push the block into the sarcophagus. You can do this very quickly. You just need to make sure that you don't throw the block, and then as soon as Sully is on top, you just jump, and the block will sink into the floor. From here, this is the part that's a little bit finicky, to say the least. So you're going to run around the block, and you want to hit the edge, and you kind of just do circles. And eventually, you'll clip in, and you'll just get teleported to the next area. It's something to do with Sully's animation, and you get slightly down into the sarcophagus, and you hit a loading, you hit the trigger zone. It's very wild that it works. If you end up landing on the ladder, you hit no, and it'll be down here. So now, you want to go the way of the red pad. If your camera should always be oriented this way, so you'll just go back towards the camera. And this one, you'll know is the correct one because I call it the snake path, because it has the snake at the bottom. So from here, you want, if you only got the 2 ooze on the right hand side of the top, you'll want to get as many ooze as possible. If you got the safety ooze on the left side, then you'll be more well off, and you'll see that as you collect ooze, you'll be fine. So here you want to double jump onto this ledge, double jump here, double jump here. You don't want a single jump there, you want to double jump, and you should land on this ledge. This one you're supposed to ledge grab it. I can even, how are you even supposed to do this? I don't even know how to even grab the ledge. Okay. Yeah, so you don't want to ledge grab it. You want to make it all the way up on top of the ledge so that you can run, because ledge grabbing is very slow. I believe if you do ledge grab it, you can just do a jump to get up. You'll just be walking on this tiny ledge. Here is where you'll get caught in this corner if you run right. That's what you want to do. From here, you want to double jump out, down left, and then back up forward. So you want to jump up here. It is possible to get all the way up here, but that's very tight jump timing. More often than not. Okay. Also, don't fall all the way down. It's a bad idea. More often than not, you'll end up ledge grabbing. Just don't hold the direction and jump up. From here, I'm going to do a double jump. Grab the ooze. Grab this red block and head straight down. You want to be going down when you throw it. If you are throwing it anywhere around here, I can't show it, but there is actually a hole in the wall that you can throw the block through, and it will soft lock your game because the block will be out of bounds. You cannot get it back. So just be careful when you throw. Make sure you're heading down. If you throw it there, you can hear that it hit the ground. It's fine. If it doesn't hit the ground, then GG, your run's dead. Alright, here, you want to collect the remaining of this ooze. Jump down, and there's 2 ooze there. From here, if you're on this side of the block, the snake will hit you. So when I collect these ooze, I like to run around to this side of the block so he misses me. You can see I am not lined up correctly, so I can't get the block there. It can be a little annoying I like to go for the corner, pick it up. You start walking. And you see that Sully's walk is very slow with the block. So we're going to want to throw this as far as, at a specific point and try and land it on the button. If we throw it onto the button, then it will place. If we miss, we'll have to go and pick it up and place it manually. What I like to aim for is about once the block is pretty close to in line with the doorway, it should be perfect. As long as you're lined up, you walk forward, you throw, it bounces, and then it snaps into place, and that nerve drops. So that was perfect placement. That one just kind of takes practice to get it right, but it's not too bad. From here, you want to go to the right. Don't hit the beam there. That will stun you. And then here I have enough ooze. If you don't have enough ooze, on the way back there's some ooze to get, but you only need up to orange. So here there's two ways to do this. You can either jump up, spin, grab whatever you want, or you can do a really swag move, which is you ground pound up here, and then you can pick it up while you're dropping. I like that better. It's more fun. So here, if you need extra ooze, there's two here. Then you can walk over this button to make sure that the UFO stops and doesn't hit you. Here, the angle's a little bit weird for aiming for this button, but I aim it and then I throw when I'm about here. I was actually a little bit too far back. So, if you do miss, you walk forward and you just place the block manually. And you're just going to scare both these nerves. Double jump between these. It's cover most distance fast. Can walk between them, but it's slightly slower. Yeah. Right here at the end of this nerve, I'm going to pause it. It's going to trigger a cutscene, but again, I'm going to have like a second to move. So I'm going to move down, and I like to rotate my camera around right, which means that I hold left as I'm going down. It's all personal preference, but I will be in the air once the cutscene triggers, and it's gonna reorient the camera. And once it reorients the camera, then you want to hold up, and up will give you the correct direction. So here I go there, and then I hold up, and it gives me a little bit more distance towards this room. Sometimes your camera will go underneath the floor, which you can either go first person, or you can just jump in here, and it will pop your camera back up. Here, you don't need any ooze, so you just want to jump across the seesaws, land here, and then you want to jump to the right of this flame. Don't touch the flame. Flames do hurt in this game. Weird. Here, you just want to pack up the block as fast as you can. Need to walk like a step and a half. Place it down, and just walk forward and scare this nerve. This is the last one, which means going for metal skid. Perfect. Quit out, we got the text box. Perfect. Okay. Now I'm gonna go back, and our next level is the Oasis, or Pyramid. Yes, Pyramid is next. Pyramid, since there's a lot of jumping, we're actually going to use Sully again. So this route is ooze perfect, which means you have to have the exact amount of ooze, and the backups are very slow, so you want to make sure that you are getting everything. So here, there's two reds off the bat. Now I get the left one, double jump to get this one, and then double jump into the trigger. Here, this shoots fireballs at specific angles. Just try not to get hit by them, and don't fall into the pit. So first one I had left, If you land up there, that's fine. I like to double jump across the gap first, and then head up. Make sure to get every single ooze here. And then we head up this tower. Once I get to here, if you go into this corner, you can just do a double jump up to this, and you'll get all the ooze. If you don't, then you can just get that ooze, and then this one. And then jump down to scare the screen. If you are up here, and you are too far back when you jump down, you'll get a sliding animation, and you won't be able to scare the green then. You just want to make sure that you're not too close to the wall. Once you're here, the fireballs cannot hit you, so you don't have to worry. From here, I do a double jump to this edge, and you can see down at this bottom right, there's another platform. You want to land there. Again, don't make sure you're not too close to this ledge, or to this wall, or you will get sliding animation. To kind of just go out and down a little bit. You can tell by the shadow. The shadow's on the wall, then you're too far up. So you land next to this nerve, scare it, and then here you do actually want to throw yourself in the pit. Otherwise you would have to go all the way up. So I just spin left or down, either one works. And then we will go over this block. We want to single jump as slowly onto this button and then hold forward. And he should walk forward. If he doesn't, it's fine. But we want to hit this button once. So see, walk forward a little bit. It saves a minuscule amount of time, so if you don't get it, don't worry. But when I go into the snake level, just do 2 double jumps in here. A very important ooze is this one on the right. Do not skip this ooze or you will be in trouble. Other than that, you work your way left, up, getting every ooze, and scare the blue at the top. Here, you want to run around along this little ledge, jump down again, over the snake to grab the red. If you want to be really fast and fancy, you can double jump over the red and immediately fall. Just make sure you collect the red. If you don't collect the red, then you have to go back in, jump up here, try to get by the snake, jump here, and then fall back down. I'm actually really close to death. It's kind of scary. That's fine. Here we double jump back over. Want to trigger once and want to head up left this time. That's the beetle, but before we do that, we want to get this yellow. So there's a little bit of fancy tech that you can do where you can double jump and ground pound onto this tree, but it is extremely risky and barely saves any time, so I don't even go for that. I don't recommend going for it. I recommend just going there to the left, jump up, scare the nerve. Once you scare the nerve, the entrance is to the left, so you just hold left. I have jumped on top of this before. In that case, just fall down. It's fine. And then head in. And this is where you know if you have gotten all the ooze. So you want to get these 3. Careful if this crumbles. You want to run across and immediately jump up here. You want to grab this red. You can fall down, back down here. Don't get hit by any rocks. They will most likely send you tumbling off of the pyramid. But you want to double jump to get the red. You can lie back here, which is okay. Don't get hit by the rocks, as I said. You can double jump here, or you can double jump and wrap it around to this platform. Either one works. From here, you want to double jump onto this. If you're fancy, again, you can grab it and head down immediately. Or you can just jump on it and head down to that red. Here, you want to grab the green, jump up, these crumble, and you can see I got hit by a rock. That is the scariest place to get hit by a rock. If you do, you'll be sent tumbling down. I'll show you the backup, actually. If you get hit by the rock, you have to come back in. The backup is to jump here, jump up left, and then back to here. Oh my gosh, I died again. What happens when you take it slow? Okay. If you did it correctly, though, you'll land here, you'll land on that platform, jump up here, get the 3 oozes, jump up to this, jump up here, and scare the nerve. So that's the last nerve, so we'll go for metal skip. This one is scary. This one's very scary. You either need to know what the position looks like from this side of the nerve, have a feel for it, or just don't go for it. Because this, or get lucky. But this one's very scary to go for. If you're any sort of doubtful, then I would recommend just skipping this one. I know that one worked. And finally, for the last one, this one we go to Oasis, just to the top right. And we want to be Mike. We get to use Mike again, finally. So this level actually has some RNG. First, we want to collect, there's 3 oozes around this tree. Make sure you get all 3. This route is also ooze perfect. Here, we want to ground pound the button and hold forward to get some distance into here. And this is RNG. You want the lily pads to be next to each other. You don't want them to have any gap between them. But I got blue, yellow, green. That's fine. From here, you want to head towards the red lily pad, and there's 2 oozes. And then collect this entire line, and collect this one. If you did it right, then you should get all of this, and end up right here, when the nerve is here. If not, you're going to have to hunt it down. Alright, here's where things get a little bit confusing. But you need to collect every ooze that you see. So there's 3 here, and 4 here. You want to go towards, to get the 3 first, and then head back, because you're going this direction. And then we're actually going to skip this nerve. Skip the green one. Collect those 4 oozes, and get this red. And these jumps are actually pretty tricky now. So you can get to this tree up here. It is possible to do it with just a double jump. It's extremely difficult though. So what you should do is you should just hold the jump and flutter with Mike. As long as you just aim for the leaf, it should be gold. From here, double jump onto this tree. Double onto this tree. You need to get 3 of those oozes. There's 1 up here that you can't get. That's fine. You just need to get all of that. And then if you land here, you can make the jump onto the tree there, but it's risky. I prefer to go from this tree. It was a fraction of time. From here, you want to jump onto this tree. It is a tricky jump. Practice it. Practice it from different angles. Practice going at it blind. Get a feel for just how wide this is. It's a tight jump. But this should give you exactly enough ooze. If for some reason you are an ooze short, you can always jump, grab that one, and then go up. But you should have enough ooze. You should have exactly enough ooze. From here, you want to orient your camera to find the floating metal and go down here. So there's actually 2 ways to do this section. You can either jump to this tree, jump to this carpet, and then jump to this nerve. Or you can go from this tree, you can do a triple jump as Mike. And a triple jump is easier than it sounds. So what you want to do is you want to double jump and then flutter. But after you flutter, you want to mash jump. And you can't see it because Mike hits the ground before it happens. But if you do it right, Mike will get a third and then usually a fourth jump because you're mashing fast enough. And it's due to his animation being reset. If you do it correctly, it should look like this. You flutter, mash. It will not look like that, actually. So this is kind of risky to do, obviously. If you miss it, then you have to go all the way back up here. I'm going to try again. Just mash, and then you see I got a third and fourth jump really quick. You just mash as fast as you can to jump, and it should go through. It's very, very rare to miss it, actually. So we scare this nerve, and then the button to trigger the next puzzle is down here. So you want to jump, and then you can ground pound it. If you don't make it, then just ground pound the button normally. Red, green, orange, yellow. That is actually a really good pattern, despite it being almost all gaps. You want yellow to be the last one. You should be double jumping between them. And then for this last one, I'm going to ground pound and go left. And then scare this nerve. So, you want to scare this nerve as fast as possible. If it gets to this section and it starts hopping, just wait at the bottom. Otherwise, it can jump on top of you and go into the water. It can do all sorts of weird stuff. And here it's going to play a little animation. Can't do anything. From here. Remember screen nerve we skipped earlier? Now you get it. And this is the last one, so this allows us to try and get a metal skip. I am going to purposely miss it though. Oh no. Because now it will give us the power-ups. So last time I skipped the power-up, this time I'm going to get it. So we quit. It plays this animation. As soon as this pops up, we quit. Don't want to talk to Randall. Don't want to race Randall. And now we move on to the last section, which is the Arctic. I forgot what I was going to call it. Snow grounds, whatever. It's Arctic training grounds. We start off with Shack. So Shack is a sully level. You can't notice this mic, it's just slightly slower because there's a lot of jumping. So you need these two reds off the bat. And then you want to collect the red and green over here. Ow. You can jump on the snowman if you really want, but it's kind of slow. You just want to go past him, ignore him. And he doesn't exist. From here, there's a red in the air. Grab that one. Grab those two reds. Grab everything up here. Try not to get hit by these rocks, because they will stun you. I like to get these, turn my camera, jump here, jump to the back to get those, and then scare the yellow. Here, you run over and scare the green. He can hit you with the rock, so be a little bit careful. Kind of scare from the back. Should be fine. Here is a tricky jump. So, there's a couple ways to do this. You can either go way out here and try and make that, which makes the jump extremely hard. You can jump to this ledge and jump off. That is the most consistent and safest way. Or you can try and bonk your head on it. I got a ledge grab there. Ideally, you wouldn't get a ledge grab. This is the fastest method. Most of the time, you're going to get a ledge grab. But you can just make it in 2 jumps without a ledge grab. Here you double jump here, double jump across, and scare the yellow. And you will already have enough to scare the orange. They give you a ton of ooze very, very quickly in this level. It's very short. It's the shortest level in the game. From here, The camera does not like to be nice. You can first person it to make it nice. Or you can just head left to this platform. From here, double jump across the gap and just run and scare the nerve. Okay. For this next jump, we need to get across to the cabin over there, and we want to go to the lower platform here. There is 3 main methods to do this. I'll show you them in order of speed. So the fastest one is to do a double jump. You need to be as close to the edge as possible when you jump. And you can just barely make it. It's very scary, but that's the fastest way to do it. The next fastest is doing an infinite jump as Sully. This is a new thing that I haven't talked about yet. So Sully's animation will reset, like Mike's triple jump, the animation resets. If you time it right, you can continuously single jump over and over and over again. And if you do it correctly, you won't fall like that. So it should look like this. So I'm just single jumping over and over again, basically flying, infinitely jumping. And you can tell an infinite jump, a timing visually, is when Sully's tail flicks upwards. So it'll be down when he jumps. When it flicks up, that's when you want to jump again. So you can use that. Oops. See, that time I went too early. If you end up doing a roll like that, you were a little bit early. The timing is actually fairly lenient, but it's something to practice for sure. And the last way, let's say... Oh no, I missed my infinite jump. Then the backup is either to run back there and try it again, or you can grab a log, walk over here, throw the log on the pile. You need 1 log to do this, and then double jump and ledge grab. That's the very, very safe way. I would recommend learning infinite jumps at the least. And then just come and scare this nerve. There's another metal skip. Alright, now we're on to ski lift. This is one of the craziest levels in the game. It's all about moving platforms and cycles, but we'll get to that later. The first thing is we will do 1 complete cycle of this room, collecting all the ooze. So we roll over here, collect those, collect these 3, and collect things in our way. Now we get to the ice, and ice is always faster to jump as Mike. You want to just be double jumping. You don't want to try and roll. It limits your movement, limits your speed. Just keep double jumping. So you want to collect this red and get into the middle of these holes before scaring the nerve. If the fish hits you during the scare, it will cancel the scare. So you want to make sure you're in the middle. Here you double jump over. And now we're out of the ice. So we can roll over to these 3. You want to collect them. And then immediately go back to Scare Island. So I didn't explain this before. But quitting back to Scare Island refreshes all of the ooze in the level. And that is only on the PC version, I believe. It might be on the PlayStation version, but we're not even going to delve into that. And so last time we went forward here, this time we actually want to go back. And we need to get every ooze again. So we get 2 there. Roll along here. To get 3. And then the red is over there. So you can double jump across the hole. There's a chance you get absolutely destroyed by the fish. That happens. Just keep going, get the red. Get these 3. Stop hitting me. Thank you. There's 2 here. 3 here. You can skip 1 of these if you want, but might as well just get all 3. And then scare this yellow. Oh yeah, from here, you want to go through this gap to trigger the next scene. And this is the hard part. This is the ski lift. So this is all about moving platforms and making cycles. If you are a beginner and you're just learning this game, then you're going to want to wait on cycles. It's very scary and very costly if you miss a cycle. So right off the bat, this platform will always be ready for you on the right. So you just want to run and jump on it immediately. And then just kind of stand here. You'll come to these and you'll hit this. You want to spin that. Make sure you spin it and do not roll, or you'll roll off the edge. That will be detrimental. As soon as you spin that, jump to the right here and scare this nerve. This one is the most lenient out of everything that you'll have to do. And you'll want to run to the edge, otherwise you won't be able to move your camera very much. Just rotate your camera around to find this next platform. Once you find it, you're going to have to wait a second usually. But once it's close enough, then you want to jump to it. Jumping can be scary a little bit. Just make sure you're jumping a little bit in front of it because it is moving, obviously. Okay, this is the hard part. So, in line here, there's 3 oozes, and there's 1 red ooze to the right-hand side. For an advanced strat, you're going to want to collect 2 oozes, jump to the right, get the red ooze, do a single roll, and then jump back on the same platform. You want to make the exact same cycle. I will do that really quickly. Show it. So you get 2, jump here, red, rotate your camera around, get there, and then jump here. That is a very advanced strat. If you are just learning this game, if you're not comfortable with that, then get this ooze, turn your camera around, wait for the cycle. It's much better to wait for the cycle than to miss it. You can also jump to here, jump over if you do not want to jump onto the other platform. If you miss the platform and you end up down here, but you're losing a ton of time. What you'll have to do is you'll have to run all the way to the bottom here. If there's no platform ready, go out and back in, and it'll restart the cycle. If there's a platform ready, then just jump on it. And then you will have to wait. So you do not want to miss any jumps, or you will have to go back to the beginning of this. It's very bad. So jump to the screen. Scare said green. Collect all the ooze. Most likely will be a couple short. That's fine. Here is you want to do a triple jump over to the ledge over there. So you get close as you can. Flutter. Mash jump. You'll get your jumps. Just go over, get close to the snowman, and just scare. He'll disappear. Here, try metal skip, and that was fine. Snowman will never hit you there, so you're good. Alright, that is the ski lift. Only 2 left. Now, next is the Iceberg. This level is actually pretty easy. So first you want to, there's 2 ooze here. Jump on top of this igloo. You can get 5 there. If you only get 4, that's fine. You just want to get quite a bit of ooze. Being 1 or 2 short is not that big of a deal in this level. There's 1 here. You want to roll around and collect the top of these. You do not have enough to get the green. We will be getting that one last, actually. Once you're up here, you can just start rolling as Mike. And you want to roll along the edge here. Be careful not to fall into the water. But get every ooze. And you want to cut it inside to get those forward. These clocks will chase you, so try not to get hit by them. But you'll come inside, go along, there's 4 ooze here, and jump up. The clock won't get you up here. Here's where you can start playing things safe if you want to. but you need to avoid these fish that jump across. And you can either walk this, or it's faster to roll it. The rolling is a little precise, though. Just don't get hit by any fish, and you're good. Here, we don't have enough ooze for this orange. So jump across, and as you're climbing this tower, you want to collect every single ooze that you can. If you need, there's also an ooze up here, and you should be either over-oozed or have enough ooze. And if you don't, then you did something wrong in the beginning, and you did not collect the ooze that you should have. And this snowman, you need to jump on top of him. If you don't, he will hit you while you're trying to scare the nerve and cancel it. So you definitely need to jump on top. From here, you can do a short roll or just walk up to this ledge and do a double jump. It's a big double jump to make it to the back side of this nerve. If you miss, happen to hit the front side, or you fall in, that's fine. It'll respawn you. Just start scaring immediately. It will always put you on this side of the nerve. Or it'll always put you on this side of the gap. From here, you want to double jump to here, and we're going to go to the left. So, it is possible to make this with the double jump. It's slightly tight. It's not too bad, though, once you get the hang of it. If you want to play it safe, though, you can flutter. Makes it very easy. From here, jump to this island, jump to this one. Don't let the fish hit you. Scare the nerve. From here, we want to go back to the main island, and there's a death warp that we can do. If you just, it's very, very easy. If you just double jump and die in the water, you will spawn over here. It's very, very lenient. So don't even worry about that trick. From here, you want to go backwards. There's an ice skating nerve. You want to get this one, if you are too far to the right, a snowman will hit you with a snowball. Just try not to have that happen. From here, so you can see there, don't want to roll in the ice because you go nowhere. So I double jump, roll up to the snowman, double jump past him. If you're on the back side of this nerve, he won't get you. If you're on this side, he can hit you. So you just want to make sure you're on the opposite side of the nerve from him. And this is the last one, so it's a metal skip. This is also a scary one because this spring is inside of the iceberg here. So if you can't tell, then I would play it safe and just don't go for it or skip it. That is fine. And now on to the last level, which is Hot Springs. So, Hot Springs is a very linear level, but there are a few little tricks to it. There's a lot of collecting ooze when we shouldn't be able to. So, you can go into this pool. It's not that big of a deal, but if you land on this edge, you can actually collect the ooze down there. And a lot of us should roll and collect these three. You need to get every ooze along this path, so we'll head to the right here. This is a very awkward portion because it's sloped. If you go to the right side, you can get up pretty easily. If you're heading towards the slope, it's gonna like shove you left. So you can either go to the right, go to the left, or just jump over it. Just don't go in the middle. From here, there's two icicles up there that are gonna fall. If you just hug the left wall, they won't hit you. And here you can just roll, make sure to roll directly under the ooze or you can miss it like that. And just keep rolling. Roll past the penguin. I'll try to hit you, but he can't. This one's too high to get, so you do have to double jump to get into that. And scare the green. So this room is on a cycle. Once you spawn in the room, or once you spawn the geyser, it's on a cycle. But you want to Grab all this ooze and then try and make it into the geyser. And get up before it goes back down. If it goes back down, you just have to wait for it to come back up again. You just lose time. Every cycle that you miss, you just lose time. But here we don't have enough for the yellow yet. So you want to go to the edge here. And there's 2 ways to do this also. Technically 3 ways. The safest way is to get on this ledge, double jump out, and then flutter back. That is pretty lenient. The fastest way, though, is if you come to this corner, you can double jump out and in. But you just need to make sure that, 1, you don't fall like that. And 2, that you actually do get the red. So you'll most likely do it like that. A lot of times you'll end up... Okay, can I stop showing me off? That'd be cool. You'll end up on the ledge there, which is fine. And you'll get the 1 ooze there, and head back and get the yellow. And then we'll run along here. This one you can go up the middle. Just go by the snowman, they will never touch you. Here you want to double jump to get the red. All the way down to the blue and scare him. There is a very slim chance that you can make a cycle on that geyser. That is the god cycle. It's very difficult. So most likely just wait for the cycle. If you don't make it, you can always go for it. If you go for it, then you want to collect as much ooze as possible. If you don't get the god cycle, then just get the ooze on the ground, and then roll up here. But you want to have enough to have orange by the time you are done with this next nerve. This one's on the left. There's 3 ooze. At this point, you should have enough of the orange, even though this one's yellow. If you don't, and you are short by 1 or 2 oozes, then here, after this, you can go back right, and you can get one here. If you are still short on ooze somehow, you can go up and get this red, but to get it, you have to ledge grab. For some reason, Mike does not want a ledge grab. There. It's very far to the right. It's terrible. This is extremely slow, obviously, so don't do that. Just get enough ooze. But once you scare the nerve, you can quit to Scare Island. Go back in. If you do it correctly, and you are fast enough, the orange nerve will actually be right here, waiting for you. If it's not there, just find it. It's gonna be in this first room. Here's the last metal skip. And this one is the scariest, obviously. Okay, so if you get the metal skip, then this is going to be interesting. I'm going to skip it. Now I should show it. Okay. If you get the metal skip, then it pops you out, but you're not done with the game yet. You still have to do the Randall race. And Randall's to the left here, so you actually need to manually trigger Randall. It's still faster to do this. And you don't have a slingshot. If you don't do the metal skip, then you'll exit the level like normal. And then you'll get the congratulations from Water News for the slingshot. And then here, it'll load you into this level. So either way, you'll get here. But if you do the metal skip, you will have to go and trigger it manually. And here, we don't need to collect the tokens. The goal is just to get to the end as fast as possible. So what you want to do is, you're going to be Mike, don't hit the ice blocks, and just hold forward as much as possible. If you're turning, you're going to be losing speed. So do double jumps up here. You want to roll, do like a medium roll, and then roll into the slide. It's faster to have momentum going in the slide. And just keep holding forward, The edges will guide you around. Dodge to the side. If you have the slingshot, it will be here. You can jump into it. It'll teleport you. If you don't have the slingshot, then actually Randall will be softlocked, so you can't lose the race unless you die. If you don't have the slingshot, just jump up. Once you're up here, again, roll into the slide. This is a little bit scary, so you can slow down there if you want, but slowing down is slow. The ramps will guide you in a pretty nice path, so just kind of follow where it wants to take you. This is a scary part. I have died here on world record base. Depth perception here is awful for some reason. You want to be around these footprints when you double jump up here. If you're down here, you will bonk your head and you will fall. And then you will get embarrassed, and everyone will laugh at you, and nobody's gonna have fun. Except the people laughing at you. But if you're at these footprints, double jump up. To land on that. Now I have to wait. If you have the slingshot available, because you did not do the metal skip, it'll be here, and it'll just take you directly to the top there. Right here, we'll jump up here, jump to this one, skip one to jump here, and then jump up. Again, we do not need the tokens, so roll into the slide, go left here, jump across, don't fall there, just keep holding forward. That is a common place to fall also. I was holding forward solely and not right, but you do want to hold forward and also the direction that you want to go. So I'm holding forward right here, and then jump over the ice. So I'm just going to show it how it would normally be. Okay, I fell again. Don't do that. Because again, it's very embarrassing. And I'm embarrassed. So you just want to keep holding forward, as I said. You roll there. Double jump up these. You want to kind of hang to the right, so that way you can get the most optimal path. But it's a little bit risky, as you saw before. Forward left, it guides me. Don't hit the block, but that one's not too bad. Hit the block from the side, it'll keep forward momentum. If you hit it from the front, it'll completely stop you. Roll into the side. Go there, jump from the feet. 3 jumps up. And let's not fail this time. Let's hold upright. Jump on the last one, and as soon as you get here, right as this animation triggers will be when you stop the split.
You just don't have what it takes.
Yeah, Randall beats you. Oh no. It's gonna say recharge, quit to Scare Island. You want to watch the cutscene just to show that you got it. That's fine, you can just quit to Scare Island. And that is Monsters Inc. Scream Team. That is the any percent. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out in the Discord. Everybody is super nice, super helpful. They're willing to help. I'm also willing to help. You can also DM me in the Discord, ping me, whatever. That is fine. I'm always willing to help people learn this game, or to help with any problems that they might have. And yeah. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you enjoy learning and running this game.